Apple is having trouble. Legislators in the European Union passed new rules that require portable electronic devices, like smartphones and laptops, to have a USB-C charging port. This may not be a big deal for most Android phone makers operating in Europe, but it will be a big problem for Apple. The goal is to have a common charging standard, but Apple's iPhones use its own Lightning charging port. So, what do the new rules mean for the future of iPhones worldwide? Can governments bend Apple to its knees? We will find out in today's video. Hello, and welcome to our channel. Before starting our video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Now, let's start with the video. The law that requires phone makers to only make phones with USB Type-C ports after 2024 was officially passed by the European Union. Let's take a look at what the EU is doing, why it matters, and why Europe's ban on Apple's Lightning ports might make Apple very angry. EU's arguments. For a long time now, the EU has been trying to get tech companies to agree on a common charger for all their devices. They say this is good for competition and the environment. In terms of competition, the EU says that a common port makes it easier for consumers to switch between devices. This, in turn, makes the European phone market, which is mostly controlled by just a few big companies, more competitive. When it comes to the environment, the case is more clear. If cables are all the same, you won't need as many of them. Every device won't need its own cable anymore. Each person will only need a couple of standard cables instead of every product coming with its own proprietary cable that will end up in a landfill when the product is no longer useful. So those are the main points the EU has been making for a long time. How bad is it for Apple? It looks like the EU is making a big move towards something they have been trying to do for a long time. That's a good thing, right? Better for the environment, and there will be more competition. Well, it depends on who you ask, because this whole move could be a huge blow to one company, Apple, because it turns out that Apple doesn't really like USB-C. They are one of the few phone makers who haven't switched to USB-C on their own. They opted to keep using their own Lightning connector for iPhones. And it's not just their products that show they don't like USB-C. Apple has also said they don't like it. In fact, the European Commission opened a period for feedback on the plans for a single charger at the end of 2018/beginning of 2019. During this time, manufacturers and others with a vested interest could say what they thought about the plans. And Apple was the only big tech company that actually said no. Apple argued that these rules would make people conform and put a stop to innovation instead of helping it. Apple went on to say that such ideas are bad for the environment and would cause consumers too much trouble. But why does Apple fight so hard against a standard charger? Well, they're not totally against it, to be fair. In their response to the EU, they have said that they understand the benefits of industry harmonization. But in an ideal world, they want everyone to start using their port instead of USB-C. If we're being cynical, it does look like money could be a factor, since anyone who wants to make an accessory that interacts with or uses a Lightning connector has to pay Apple royalties. And that money adds up, because the royalty fee is said to be a flat $4 per connector, which is a lot. Even though this is less than what was said before, which was either $10 or 10% of the retail price, whichever was higher. No matter what the exact price is though, royalties add up quickly when you have a lot of devices that need a lot of accessories. USB-C is different because it is not a proprietary technology. Instead, it is an industry standard created by the USB Implementers Forum. Because of this, there is no money to be made with USB-C like there is with Lightning royalties. The next iPhones. So, what's the way forward for Apple and the next iPhones? Apple is likely to add a USB-C port to the iPhone 15 series by the end of next year, or to the iPhone 16 series, which is expected to come out in the fall of 2024. On paper, the company is not required to add USB-C to any iPhone before the iPhone 17 2025, which will be Apple's first smartphone after the EU deadline. Apple's head of marketing, Greg Joswiak, said the company is conceding defeat. "Obviously, we'll have to comply. We have no choice," he said at a technology conference in California. But he argued, "It would have been better environmentally and better for our customers to not have a government be that prescriptive." It looks like Apple has no choice but to go along with the government. Also, only time will tell when the iPhone will have a USB-C charging connector. That was it for today's video, guys. Are you happy that the EU and other governments worldwide are working to make a universal charger for our gadgets? Do let us know in the comments. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We will see you in the next video. Till then, take care.